Okay, so season 7 of the Crazyhouse League is underway. We're in the first week. We're coming to the end of the first week because the week begins on a Wednesday. There are 6 teams, each made up of 6 players. Team names are still being constructed, as it were, as we speak. Um, and the 6 leaders of the teams are GSVC, who's got JK the Bullfrog subbing in for him. That's a great match to look forward to, is JK the Bullfrog against the finisher this afternoon at 4 p.m. Universal time. So Rapid Variants, Legion Destroyer, Vectorveld, and Crazy Home make up the other board ones. So it'll be a 5-week tournament as all play all. These are the pairings for week 1. Kneel before ZH Odd is against Rook and Rolls. That will be a key match. JK the Bullfrog has to win both his games against the finisher to tie the match, or the finisher just needs a draw in one game. Then the match we're actually going to watch today is between Team 3, led by Rapid Variants, and Recovering Buggers, led by Legion Destroyer. It's 5-all with a single match to play on board 6 between Darubaru and adande1. Adande1 is online, but Darubaru is not yet online. And I think they may be from the same part of the world. I think they might both be from India. So although it's 8 a.m. in the UK and 9 a.m. in Europe, I think it's slightly later in India. And finally, last night, it was 3-all between Team 5 and Hazy House. But last night I won my match 2-love, and Zero won his match also 2-love. So we took the match, making the last match, Column against Cinnamon 73, a dead rubber. Although every game counts because tie breaks will be the decider at the end of the season, in case teams are tied. So the match we're hoping to watch today is between darubaru, who is not online, and adande1, who is online. And if darubaru doesn't turn up within 12 minutes, then the 20 minutes will have passed within which players are expected to turn up. You see here Isa Chess in the chat. So Darubaru has got 12 more minutes to get his act together, as it were. And while he does so, what should we do? I haven't had a chance to look at all of these games. I know that Duvid did a nice little study of a couple of his games. So what I'll do actually is I'll check out that study while we're waiting. That will be quite a fun thing to do. So he made a study of 2 of his games. Open a new tab. Open a new tab. PKR says, I'll give it a couple more minutes, but it's really late. Yeah, I can completely understand. So Duvid was white against the Bay Area, I think. And so let's just play through his game, because I haven't had a chance to really look at it, so this is a good opportunity. E4, E5, Knight F3, Knight C6, Bishop C, Bishop C5, D3, H6. And he reckons H6 was overcautious. Okay, I mean, Knight C3, Knight F6. I mean, obviously the idea is to stop this annoying pin, which we see in the main line. Castles, castles, Knight D5, D6, and C3. And he says, I know that bishop takes H6 was the best move, but he wanted to play it safe and not allow counterplay for the team's sake. Well, I would say for the team's sake, you should play the best moves, but bishop takes H6, G takes H6, takes, Knight H5, Queen G6, Knight H4. Looks reasonable. Is that, if I just turn on the engine, oh, it's not just reasonable, it's, if you follow that line, black is completely dead. The mistake being, what's the mistake? Knight H4. No, black is not completely dead, it's just the engine was behaving weirdly. I hadn't seen that before. Just Queen G5 and then at G6. Okay, very interesting. But let's not delay and let's go on. Bishop G4 here, blocking off this diagonal. Takes. h3. He said, mistakenly thought h3 would make me more safe, but it was a huge mistake. Okay, so he backs off, and bishop h4 is diagonal, knight at f4, takes this knight, takes back. Okay, so I'm a little bit worried about these dark squares, yeah, because he's played h3 and there's now a pawn on f4. Knight at f5. So I missed the best line just winning f5, but it seemed the most clear path forward, attacking and defending at the same time. So even better, he said, was bishop takes knight, takes, and just hitting the queen, and there's no way for the queen to defend that pawn, which is true. Yeah, good point. So he didn't spot that. He did knight f5, trying to both attack and defend at the same time, which is reasonable. Knight a5. Yeah, it's too slow. I agree with that. Bishop takes, queen takes, knight at d7. Computer still prefers just playing knight at d5 and winning f5, but okay, he's going a knight takes g7. So there was also knight takes rook, he says. Queen takes, knight g5. So what's this? You're kind of hanging your queen with the idea that if you take the queen, queen takes f7 at h7. Okay, and you're winning the queen with check. Yes. So knight g5 is a very sort of advanced idea in this position. Knight g5. The point is you're threatening this bishop, and the bishop can't just take the queen because this is too powerful. But instead of doing knight takes f8 and so knight takes f8 is quite a powerful idea. Knight takes f8 and knight g5 quite because the g5 square wouldn't be to protect anymore. Instead, he did knight takes g7, bishop takes f3, queen takes knight. Yeah, black's attack at e6, queen e7. So queen e7 is the key mistake. After queen e7, he just goes takes f7. So what should he have done in this position? Not so clear, but maybe knight at e5, counterattack. But after queen e7, just takes here, rook a to e1, starting any square, want to defend against knight at e2 ideas, because he wants to, okay, he just takes this pawn. Okay, so he didn't want knight at e2 here, because black does have knights in hand. Knight at f3 goes here. He didn't want to take on f3 because of knight takes h3. And then at g2 and then take the queen, so that is quite an annoying threat, so he avoids it. Knight takes d4, takes d4, so you're potentially losing the queen, but if you lose the queen you do have knight at h5, king h7, at g6, yeah, and this is quite good for white. But after rook takes, knight here check, takes, I'll turn the engine off again so I can respect his analysis. Bishop at g6 takes the bishop, takes the queen at f6. You don't need the queen to attack, you've got lots of good pieces. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You don't need the queen, you could just come in and continue the attack. But he wanted to win the queen. Queen at h2. Black is in trouble and it's better to try to place material to defend, but decides to attack as time is ticking down, and there were mates, so I did not play the best moves. So he goes king takes h2, knight at f3, takes, king g3, only move not to get mated. If you come back here, you go at g2, takes, a knight at h4 here, and then the bishop will mate in the corner. So yeah, good. So king g3, good move. At h4, king takes knight, but now the king is safe. Black's run out of material and resigns. So that was interesting. Hi Lord Sakujo, the legendary. Okay, interesting. What do I think about? Sounds like they could be fun if they're given by someone you like. And the match is starting, so that's good time. I didn't get a chance to see the second of Duvid studies, but perfect timing. We have an 11+11 match because it's board 6. Is it 11+11? I mean, board 5 plays. Board 1 plays 5+5. Board 2 should play 6+6. Board 3 7+7. Board 4 8+8. Board 5 9+9. But if they want to play 11+11, it's fine. Although I thought it would be 10+10. But if that's completely fine. I'm not quite sure what if they receive messages saying play 11+11, then play 11+11. Game is on. I know. So I'm going to follow Adande, and so the match situation is, just to recap, if I just look at the pairings, 5-5 between these two teams. And so this is a deciding match. So it's, Darubaru represents the team of Rapid Variance, and Adande represents Legion Destroyer's team. And Legion Destroyer's team, I should say, they were 1-5 down only a few hours ago. But first, Darknesses beat Samuel Helped 2-love, and then Chronotog beat Lawls 2-love in the middle of the night. So this is very exciting. They just came back from 1-5 to 5-all, and so this is to see if they can complete the comeback. Adande1, who was my former Lichess 45-45 teammate when I used to play standard chess 45 plus 45, is against Darubaru, who arrived in the nick of time, probably about 5 minutes before his deadline. PKR says, in your warm-up game, both of you missed so many mates. Maybe it was a training session and not a warm-up game. And PKR says, I think they're used to playing 11 plus 11 from last season with more boards. And Marlock, welcome, good morning, says 11 plus 11 plus how long it starts to take to start the something something. Yeah, it was just a little on purpose. I was wanting him to try to mate me. Exactly, there's no point smashing someone up. You have to give them some mating practice. And if anyone actually wants to join me in commentary, you're actually welcome to do it. I'm in the house Discord, so you could simply join me. Yeah, I'm in the house Discord. So you're welcome to join me in the house party channel. Just try and see if I can. See if I can do something. Yeah. I think that should be fine. Yeah. Okay, I've been a little bit distracted, so we have a d4, d5. Just to play through the moves again. d4, strongest move in standard chess. In Crazyhouse, maybe not quite as strong. Much more positional game. Nice move from Adande, gets the bishop out from the pawn chain first. Very nice move from Darubaru, because if he plays e6, there's going to be a pin. So he gets the knight out of the pin. Well, he's chasing that bishop around, okay. And the bishop... You could either play h6 to chase back that bishop. Knight here would just chase the bishop back. Maybe. It's quite a nice idea. The bishop could have dropped back and been slightly annoying. But by simply attacking it... Okay, so black gets to take this. Okay, so I guess he's happy. I was expecting e6, and he goes e5. So that looks like a gambit. So Darubaru playing a gambit. Hi there, Chuck Moulton. Hercules, whose Marlock says, I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. So, okay, so e5. What's the idea of e5? Okay, so he wants to develop fast. He has a bishop in hand. But I'm just saying, what's the point? I mean, that pawn on e5 is going to be really... Oh gosh, I completely missed. Okay, I'm just being... It's not a gambit at all. He's hitting this knight. Maybe I haven't slept so well. So let's think. Was knight takes f7 an idea, followed by takes the pawn? That way he'd have got 2 pawns for the piece. But instead, okay, he does this. Okay, so white is actually still fairly solid, but it feels like white's lost a bit of material, and white does have ideas on f6. So yeah, I think knight takes f7 would be more interesting in a way. Is there any other move that could have been played? Yeah, so it feels like black is Not worse. Okay, but black is now hanging a pawn himself in this position. And there's no reason not to take it. I guess bishop here might come. Um, I should say, by the way, people in chat, make sure not the players themselves are not watching. Yeah, that's good. Just double checking. Um, I know that I trust they wouldn't, but I'm just double checking. PKR says, I'm listening to OK Stream and the commentary is behind the game. Well, I hope Adande can create something. It's weird. Yeah. Well, it's going to be 2 pawns for the piece. I don't think taking was a good idea, but I mean, this is I'm not very good at assessing these sorts. Assessing positions in general. Like it's quite hard to assess Crazyhouse positions, but I'm assessing it as roughly equal. And then after losing the pawn, I'd say white was maybe slightly better, but it's interesting. Whenever you take a piece, it's the same in normal chess. You lose some kind of initiative. So bishop here is one problem, and then the other problem is queen here check takes here, and white doesn't have a bishop to block with. And queen here also defends this. So those are some ideas. So yeah, white's actually got some hanging stuff as well. So double edged for sure. The kings on both sides are safe, and the way you tell that is you look at what the checks are, and the checks are covered, the checks are covered, very well covered. So bishop here is very solid. This was tempting though, because now that can be stopped. And you lose some of your pawn structure, but you just keep your king in the center of the board. And yeah, maybe there'll be knight here, pawn here, those sorts of ideas. They're still a bit dangerous. But queen here defends a lot of the threats. You defend your c2 pawn, you defend against the queen b4 check. Yeah, hi there, Moon. Good to see you. So actually, I was watching Moon play Puzzle Battle against Photo Chess on her stream earlier, and he did rather well. He lost the first game and lost the last game. Quite spectacular last game, 30 all. But other than that, he did very well. And after that, well, I've had a rather disturbed sleep because I woke up at 4 a.m. and was watching that, and then Helm's Night started streaming, so I never got back to sleep again. And they had a very entertaining stream with Chicken Crossroad. Okay, so this is an interesting move which I hadn't considered, and I don't like it. It might be okay, but I just don't like it. So the first thought is you have to try and analyze captures. So obviously the bishop can't take the queen because it's pinned, but there's some captures. You could go bishop takes bishop, queen takes, and then bishop blocks. And the queen is still going to have to withdraw, but then it could withdraw to here, and I think then there's bishop takes knight, pawn takes, and this square is not so defended. So that's not ideal. So that's certainly one idea for black. But black has an even stronger idea, which is queen here. And that forces knight at c3, or you're just losing a piece. And then you could just take on b2. So knight, it's a very forcing line. Knight at c3, force, queen takes b2, but now you have a fork on the knight and the rook. And yeah, so Adande has a problem. Is white actually threatening anything of his own? Not immediately. If he plays a move like rook here, it does threaten mate, but queen takes knight comes with check. So he does have bishop takes bishop, but then just pawn takes. This square is well covered. And pawn takes hits the queen, and then you'd have three pieces under attack. The rook, the knight, the queen. So I should read the Lichess chat as well. PKR says, I keep wanting at d6 to work, but it doesn't. There's bishop b5, but queen b4, knight to c3, I guess holds. No, queen takes b2, it does not hold at all. Queen b2, rook d1, queen takes knight. Maybe pawn here. I mean, but you're losing so much material. Queen takes this pawn, and so on. In the meantime, your king is safe. I mean, the bishop's covering this key square, so yeah. So darubaru, doing very well. I would have said adande1 is the favourite for this match, and therefore the favourite to make a comeback for his team from 1-5 down to 7-5 win 7-5. But darubaru has definitely improved over the course of the last season. So Methane Bro says you can join the commentary. You're more than welcome. So just hop into the House Party channel, and that'd be very fun. Or you're commenting on Lichess, that too. He just takes c3. Darn, indeed. Yeah, and it comes with check. So any other ideas? So at this point, if you're white, you kind of want to curl up into a hole a little bit. Like you're down material, but you're not lost. So the plan for white would be here, queen takes knight, pawn here, and then maybe just something simple like queen takes pawn, and white castles. So the just gets out the way, and then black might. There are no threats then along the file because there's a pawn here. So black might go takes, and bishop here. So black is picking up a lot of material. Basically the plan for black is probably to make white castle, because he's got too big an attack in the center, and then start at h3. So castles, he might take, put another bishop here, and then go at, just to chase the queen around a bit, and then go at h3. So that would be my long-term prediction. Now, having said, black hasn't fully developed himself. I mean, his king is in the center of the board, but I just don't see any immediate threats. White doesn't really have that much material to attack with. This square is really well defended. Oh yeah, that's a very nice idea. Just castle straight away. And that's what darkness actually said here. Castle, queen takes knight, and knight to d4. Queen takes knight, and a plan for black. Knight d4. Queen takes knight, knight to d4 for white. Okay. Yeah, so that means black doesn't have time to do at h3 because his bishop is hanging, and there's also a threat here. Okay, that's true. So queen takes knight comes, and it's white to play. Moon says, I'd say white has some compensation, and PKR says compensation is pushing it. Does white have compensation? Look, his king is castled. The moment black gets in h3, black is completely winning this game. The only thing is, because you wasted time taking a piece, white has got this tiny bit of initiative, this one move. This one move of initiative. And with that one move of initiative, he's threatening a mate in 1. So that's a good move. I mean, this is a move for black. This is really a point where black should take his time, because if he figures out what to do here, he's basically set, probably for the rest of the match. PKR says, if needed, even knight at e2 to distract the knight or bishop if you played knight d4. Forgot it. Yeah, so they were hoping for knight d4 and hoping that there would be some compensation for white here after knight d4. Yeah, so what would black do after knight d4? To be honest, yeah. So knight d4 is good because after bishop takes bishop, you have knight takes bishop and stuff like this. Okay. So this is slightly weakened by that move. So knight d4 is still on in this position. Hang on a second. What? Oh yes. So this is actually quite smart. Knight d4 is not on because the queen is now hanging. Yeah, worth pointing out that. So that's a very nice move. Really very nice move because it's both defending the d8 square and it's hitting the queen. Okay, so very powerful move. Very nice move from darubaru. Okay, pawn takes. I'm presuming queen takes is also possible if you want to say that. Let's trade queens. But okay, pawn takes, and I think with that move, black is taking initiative, and he's just dying to play at h3 next move. And I don't think white can stop him. And why is at h3 so powerful? Okay, the reason it's so powerful is because knight at e2 is coming next, king here, then takes here, then another knight. Well, you can't, yeah, there are no knight checks here, but this knight would control the dark squares, and you're going to control the light squares with diagonals. So this is why at h3 is going to be strong. You could say why not knight e2 first, but then white can go king h1 at h3 and rook g1 and maybe offer some defense of g2. So I think at h3 first is the strongest. Hi there, Legion Destroyer. By the way, if you or anyone else would like to join me in House Discord, House Party on the Discord, you're more than welcome. You're saying queen takes d7 looks juicy. Yes. It is tempting, isn't it? Takes, takes, takes. But the black king is safe. Let's just try and see why the black king is safe. If queen takes knight, bishop takes, rook takes, bishop. I don't see. I mean, I did consider this. Takes, bishop takes, rook takes. Can't I even just take that rook? I mean, maybe taking the rook is too risky, but or do I go directly for a counterattack? Anyway, yeah. Now at h3, maybe queen takes f7 check or something. Well, you can trade queens now and go at h3. Oh, okay. Maybe queen takes f7. I don't think was anything. You've only got this one knight in the attack. Oh, you could always get another knight with rook takes knight, having said that. So, can't say for sure. Yeah, so this is a mistake because after queen takes queen, bishop takes queen, the bishop is no longer got its eyes on h3. And this is what you want. You want this light square attack. So queen takes queen is good for white. Now, white's found an interesting move actually, which is if there's any trade of queens, he wants to take on f7 and go knight here, and that is a strong idea. Should not be dismissed. So Legion Destroyer said queen takes c2 surely went from +10 to mate in 30. for black. uh, yeah, I'm slightly confused what exactly he means, but um, he meant -10. From -10, yeah, from black winning to yes, black was crashing. Yeah, whereas now, well, black has a lot of material. Let's just be first clear about this. But there are issues. F7 is weak. You never need to be worried about rook takes knight because of bishop takes. F7 is weak, but having said that, there's always king takes. Knight here, king back. I don't think... Yeah, I think he might have enough. Does he have enough? Rook takes knight, king takes. There are no knight checks. The bishop's covering the knight checks. But there are these checks, pawn here and then knight here checks. So it says, against all odds, Adande has made some threats. Yeah, so black was crashing with a suitably timed at h3, but yeah, there are some counter threats. I don't think white's quite got enough material. I mean, that is a very passive move, and it's taking away a square from the king. It's not a good move. Now, why is it not a good move? Good question. Bishop takes pawn, king takes, rook takes knight, bishop takes, pawn here, check. And you clear away this square, which is now not even defended by a knight, for another knight. And a knight comes in here and a queen comes in here. Bishop here is only defending this knight check, it's not defending this one. So bishop takes f7, followed by rook takes knight, very importantly, is crashing now. There's no need for me to type in the Lichess chat. Hopefully, I'll just give the link to my Twitch in the chat, and that way I don't need to type things I'm saying. Yeah, so that's okay. I'd say Adande is winning now if he finds this little combination. Bishop takes f7, very strong. However you take, if you don't take it, queen is landing on e8, so you have to take it. Rook takes knight, you're picking up more ammo for your attack. No, king e7 just queen. What are you talking about? King e7, queen e8. It's making one. So king takes bishop, definitely. And then rook takes knight. You not only pick up a knight for your attack, which is wonderful, which even could be put on g5 actually. But you also take away a defender. Oh, terrible. So just a pawn mates. So yeah, that was quite an about turn. So like, if we just go back, and we're gonna you can turn the engine on. White was doing really nicely here. Very nice move from black. So he has to be given credit. Knight d7 takes. We were contemplating queen takes knight, bishop takes, and saying what is if white just sacks here, do you take it or not? So probably taking it is a little risky, and you don't. You just ignore. I was thinking you go at h3 first, but even it likes knight at e2 first. I'm not quite sure why. So why not go at h3 first? So at h3. Oh, I see. There's a reason not to go at h2, which is knight f4, and that stops the knight e2. Okay, so that's an interesting an interesting nuance that I hadn't considered. Okay, but and then just I don't want to lose the live action. But after this move, just swap queens and go at h3. It says even knight at h3. Something like at h3. Okay, knight at h3 even. It's very strong. And the point is, if you take the knight, you just put a pawn on g2, and how do you stop this mate? You have to put a knight on g3, and everything's very bad. And if you go king h1, bishop at d5. Okay, the point is you have so much material in hand, and you have a huge attack. I was thinking at h3, but you don't have the nice knight at d2 in this position as you did earlier. Was there any other move in this position which is stronger? Yeah, just go at h3 here. That's a very interesting move. So if you take my queen, this is very nice. You just go knight here, check. This is how you win the game. You tempt him to take your queen, and this was the idea, the mating idea that was lurking in the position. But that was missed, and so then, yeah, the moment he took here, white should have just gone queen takes c2, but he did this, and black is again in control, just needs to defend f7, and didn't do so. So with that, adande1 ensures his team at least gets a draw in the match. Darubaru quite passive, e3, and we're into game 2 of the match. Methane Bro's got to go. See you. Have a good day. So darubaru has to win this to tie up the match for his team. He does have white. He's playing a little bit passively. E3, very unusual move. Don't see it much in Crazyhouse. Don't see it much in chess either. It's almost like you're playing black. You're blocking off your dark squared bishop's development. It's a little bit passive. And we have 8 spectators in the Lee Chess chat, and you know, like over a dozen in the Twitch chat. So welcome everyone. We have Darknesses, Isa Chess, PKR, Otto Colobus, Manuel, the Crocodile Hunter, Legion Destroyer. Almost all of them are actually playing in the Crazyhouse League. So I'll just put a link. And just to say, yeah, there's a league website here which has the pairings, and it's normally very smart because it picks up the matches automatically. But for some reason, it didn't pick up that match. I can't think why. So since it didn't pick it up, I'm just going to have to just put it in manually. Adande1 was white in that game, I think. So I'm just going to add that in, and this is game 2. I need the game link. How do I find the game link? I'd have to go to his profile to get the actual game link. So while darubaru is thinking, I'll just quickly pick up the game link and add it to the website. But normally I don't have to do this. Normally the website is very smart and just adds everything in automatically, so it's quite surprising why it's doing it, why it didn't pick it up. So just going to add that in. They did start 15 minutes late, but that usually is not an issue. It picks it up automatically. So as you can see, it should say now 6 games to 5 for Legion Destroyer's team. So a lot of those players, as you see, as I said in chat. Okay, so some exciting developments. So let's just quickly. So we saw e3, quite unusual. Now e3 and then e4. I mean, white's just wasted a move in the opening. So everyone's going to be making comments about that, I'm sure, in the chat. The delayed Legion Destroyer says the famous delayed e4 takes. So that's why it wasn't picked up automatically by the bot, because they just thought they're just playing a friendly match with each other. So, okay, so what is this idea of e4? I can just take e4. I don't understand. So it's a free pawn. So darubaru really going for dynamic play, but dynamic play is dangerous because you're giving black sort of an extra pawn in hand and an extra pawn on the board. So 2 extra pawns by doing something like this. So you really must have some good idea. So here, takes the knight, takes. Okay, takes. He could have taken the bishop, but he takes this instead. So the bishop is still hanging, and this is hanging. And there are no ideas of at e2 because this square is really well defended. So he could back off, but then it's looking rather uncomfortable. It is actually looking quite uncomfortable for black. Actually, the key point why it's uncomfortable is this square here. Yes. That is exactly why it didn't pick up. And Marlonk says e3 is standard in anti-chess. So PKR, yes, darubaru likes his dynamic play. And so the one thing I do like about his position is this square. He's got this e6 square, and if adande doesn't fix that, if black ever had a pawn, black is very close to getting mated. Because if ever you take here, you just have a knight here, bishop here, and another move the bishop here and a pawn mates, basically. Worth noting, by the way, in these sorts of positions where a knight is here and a king is here, you really want a bishop on f7 so that you both control forwards and backwards. You can swing the bishop back to e6 and so on. And if the king ever comes down, pawn here mates. So it'd have to come up, and then if it's up, it's practically mated. Darubaru says ... What is he saying ... about? Seems like he's not pleased. Okay, so instead of protecting the bishop, he's going to just... Why did I think this square was under attack? I'm just having kind of morning blindness. Okay, so takes, not takes, free pawn, takes here. Okay, let's just go this a little bit more slowly. So this is good. It'd be very natural just to go takes, but that would bring the white knight into the attack. So he just does this instead, allows that to be taken, and instead of taking back, which would be the obvious thing to do, he takes here, which is very interesting. Nothing wrong with that move. That's very interesting, because this bishop still is hanging, and is not really doing anything. Okay, so bishop here. He's going to hit the bishop again. Okay, and so we're up to the live position. He says, "Welcome to the Crazyhouse Grand Comedy," says darubaru. I don't know if you realise he's doing. He's lost a pawn, so he's lost something, and so he definitely is going for dynamic play. But he's doing okay for now, I think. So this square is still well guarded. So I think he's still doing okay. Oh, is he? This square... No, you see, this pawn is weak as well. Yeah, but then the bishop's hanging, so... I'm just trying to figure out this. Yeah, so he's going for this pawn. Very interesting. So bishop at e6 doesn't work, because just takes, bishop takes, and everything is guarded. The bishop would guard both f7 and d7. Yeah, this pawn is potentially a start of a great attack, but I think it's going to be taken before it can start any nonsense. And this doesn't work because bishop takes pawn. Bishop takes pawn discards this. So, and it's also putting a knight out on the edge of the board. So black is just extremely comfortable here. Could even just go queen takes pawn. So take advantage of the lead in development, and castle queenside maybe or something in the future. So bishop takes pawn is fine. Just picked up another pawn. It's solid chess play. E6 is coming next, and black is doing very well. E6 chess says 10 E3 is very interesting. E3. E3. Yep. So you're going for F2, and you have a knight in hand to follow it up. To follow up. So you could go knight here, and you have a second knight. E3 is definitely strong, but like there's no need for black to even there's no need for black to rush even. It's like, of course, if you rush, you win the game quicker. But he can play this quite positionally, as he has done. The only thing is, I think even queen takes was stronger. Take queens off the board. Maybe the white king is weak. So if you take queens off the board, you have to think whose king is weaker. That's the only thing. I think white's king is probably weaker. Yeah, I saw Legion Destroyer and E6 chess both said E3. Now, because of all those pawns, you can't block on C6 because then knight takes B7. Okay, it's not so bad. Not such a bad move. Now, I hadn't thought of this move. So if here knight takes bishop, takes queen, takes knight, it's definitely an option. You give up the queen for two pieces. You might lose quite a lot though. You lose the pawn as well. I mean, at d7 is the chicken move in this position, but maybe that's just the best thing to do. I don't like this actually. Look, there's bishop takes knight and then queen takes bishop. This bishop is not so secure. So this is a nice move from white. Good find. Let's see the chat. IMC Jebs. Lol, I remember Crazybot going crazy pinging when any ZH is played anytime near the game. Yes, I imagine both players might well have got lots of pings if they check their Slack. And who are you, IMC Jebs, on Lichess? Because I don't recognise your Twitch handle. Yes, I just realised at d7 it's not so simple because bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes, and darubaru is back in the game. So what else do you do? I mean, I'm even tempted giving up the queen here. Okay, so that's going to have the same effect, except it's more risky because now the c7 square will be weak once the queen is removed. But white doesn't have a knight to put on c7, having said that. So, and Darkness says, is it possible just to go c6, knight takes b7, and then e3? This is a good move from adande. Isn't this a good move? d7 is protected. Now there's two pieces under attack. It's not a move that occurred to me. I was just thinking of just sacrificing the queen, but this is a good move, I feel. Or is it? Or is it? Bishop takes knight. And then queen takes bishop. Not so clear, because you can't take the queen because of the pin. So not so clear actually. Bishop takes knight is the move here. So White is doing okay. Queens are too important to low-rated players, not important enough to high-rated players, says PK. Yeah. Okay, brilliant move from darubaru. He's right back in the game. Now, what would I do as black even here? Um, oof. I'm actually a little bit scared. Um, the problem is my bishop is hanging, and I don't want to lose that bishop because it's holding my position together. It's a great defensive piece. E6 is a real weakness in my position. Um, so, and I can't even take the bishop to get rid of the pinning piece because queen takes bishop comes anyway. So yeah, Adande has got himself into a bit of trouble with this queen b6 move. Is there a way of saving it? Trying to figure something out. I mean, okay, there's a bailout. Takes, check, block, or some block, pawn out block. Not move, just block with the pawn, and then castle into safety. Now this is interesting because if white doesn't find this move, then this move comes next, and everything is protected. So, very important move for white. This is a critical position. This is extremely powerful because the threat then will be at d7, take everything, and a knight drop, and queen will be mating. So the subtle queen takes b7. If darubaru does not find this move, then oh, IMC Jebs, you are Issa Chess. Great. No, I didn't remember your Twitch handle. Nice. Now, actually, in future, I should be a little. I should comment a little sort of behind the action. That's what normally I've done in the past. I've been a bit irresponsible in commenting genuinely live. Darubaru says, "Well, I'm slowly getting lost. Get ready for fun." Well, let's see if you. I mean, I shouldn't really, for example, have been giving the move. I mean, of course, he's not in chat, but just for the sake of propriety, in case people are watching, he does find a great move, and black has all kinds of issues here. And Marlock says, "I always thought it was Issa chess, but okay." Interesting. So Issa is an Egyptian god. Is it Issa or Isa? And it's kind of paradoxical that actually the oh no, it's not. It's actually Isis, isn't it? But it's kind of paradoxical that the movement in Iraq and Syria and all is called ISIS because ISIS is an Egyptian goddess and a great sort of spiritual figure. So it's really weird that whoever named it. It makes it very difficult if you want to say do research on the real ISIS, on the goddess ISIS, because like you try and type it into any Google search engine or something, you get thrown up with all like the recent politics. Yes, Isis is an Egyptian god. Very interesting stuff. Now, I mean, I haven't done research on it myself, but I'm saying it's the real. And PKR says not is a chess. Okay, so he recognized something very important, which is pawn at d7 was mating him, basically, from white, and so very, very nice defense from black. And, well, white did give up a lot of material at the beginning, and so we've seen some of that material clawed back. So if we actually look at the piece count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So white has got an extra piece now, thanks to that last move. but he is down a pawn. So white is up a piece for a pawn, and it's his move. But a lot of his pieces are under attack. So unless he can find another dynamic move, he's been really great at finding dynamic moves, he's probably going to have to give back one of those pieces. He might save, but he might win a pawn, for example. Something like this. So it is isochess, apparently. Okay. Oh yeah, so Marlon says I get Marlon more often. Okay, yeah, so I should say Marlon. Marlon, of course. Marlon C. Um, I want to get some strange pronunciations of okay when it's just okay. Daru's time will be a factor. Oh yes, last season Daru did just let his time run and run. Legion distressed us. Hopefully he just moves his bishop back. That's quite funny. Yeah. Yeah. So what can we say about the position? Black. Where does black have weaknesses? Potential weaknesses on the queen side. Not very many pieces on the board. Black's going to have to try and get his pieces in hand on the board. White, on the other hand, has a lot of pieces on the board which are just facing immediate threats that he needs to rescue some of these pieces. So he needs to either sack them or okay. So he goes for a counterattack. Now that whenever you do a counterattack, you have to calculate. Obviously, if black moved the queen, then he'd have to move the queen. But you have to calculate. Suppose black takes the queen and takes the queen. Then it's black's move with a queen in hand. And I think he's okay, but I'm not sure. With two knights in hand, maybe he's not so okay. Two knights, a pawn, and a queen in hand. And there's no immediate mate threats. I mean, maybe there is. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, white doesn't have that much. White's piece is already on the board, so I think it was important for white to. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. As PKR says, indeed, black has enough material to really turn the screw. So Marlon says the okay Koki, knees bent, arms straight, rah rah rah. Back them or sack them. I've got to head out now. We'll check the replay later. Cool. Have a good day. So we're going to get the queens off, but the key fact is it's black to play. To be honest, yeah, if it were white to play, there was knight here, but also bishop takes d7 ideas, which are definitely mating. But it's black to play. And he says, I don't know what's going on in my back rank again. So it's not the back rank you have to be worried about. This is worth noting. It's the checks. Now, he's okay in that check, there's no follow-up check with the pawn, and there's no follow-up check with the knight, because this square is covered. So notice how this bishop is providing a key role. But there is a way of creating a sequence of checks. Maybe someone in chat can say what the sequence is. Oh, so PKR said, at d2, king takes d2, e3, f takes e3, and knight at e4 check. Yeah, spot on, PKR. And with the second knight in hand, like, surely that's going to be mating. You just go promote a queen, and if you don't promote a queen, you're going to mate on the back rank, and so on. So at e2 takes e3. if you do that, it's kind of too late because the queen is landing and you're getting checkmated. So, okay, this is Black's just lost the game with his last move. Completely lost the game. At e2. Yeah, so the moment you're on e2, you're just prone to these checks. I can't see any way out. Another pawn would be landing here and you're getting mated. But at e2, as Legion Destroyer said, you could just go king f1 and Black would have had to sack the queen and then go at e2 again. Oh, this is a beauty of a move from Darubaru. I was thinking the reason why now. Oh no, it's not. It doesn't work. The rook protects. What is he thinking? So he's lost it now. I mean, the reason why this is lost for Black is just simply bishop takes pawn, king takes, and knight at f. So I said queen, at least queen at a5 first. Queen at a5. Anyway, now he does. Okay, but he just sort of say that was first. Okay, hang on. It's still mate. It's still mate. So it's brilliant. Oh, is it? Hang on. Queen takes pawn. Queen takes pawn is forced. We're gonna go on a king hunt. He has got pawns in hand. If he goes this, he's got at least a draw. Maybe more. You'd take a draw probably. No, you wouldn't. A draw means his team lose. He can't take a draw. And it's probably not a draw. It's just I'm saying would he take a draw? King, queen here. Not sure. He might. I don't think he could just go back because the draw suits him. Okay, but he's going to run. He's going for the win. So he must keep up the checks. He can't take this because it's defended, so he does checks with the pawn. King d7 and take the draw. Yes, that's what I was saying. King d7, take the draw. But he's not going for the draw. This and then takes here. Or something else. Oh, he goes back. Okay, I was thinking he's going to go here. Queen takes pawn and block. That was my intuition, but draw wins the match for your team. Now this I'm not sure because a draw wins for adande. Exactly. A draw suits him just fine. But okay, so he's got 2 pawns in hand. If he goes check here, takes, king takes. He's just given another. He's given another pawn though. I mean, he's given himself this square, but okay, Adande's got to think. Does he take or does he drop back? If he drops back, he's getting mated, isn't he? Is he? Let's think. Pawn here, check. Oh, he could go here. Oof. Okay, let's try and think. It's not clear. I think black is safe, but it's hairy. Whatever he does. He's dropping back. Okay, I'm worried. Like, if pawn here check, you don't take it because otherwise queen here check, king here. I can't see. I can't see any ideas for white. There must. It looks like there might be something, but it's just hard to see. Having said that, notice black is not actually in any danger because the queen is covering the key checking square. There's no back rank issues, nothing. Even something simple like queen takes pawn check is fine. So this is actually quite hairy because you could even do a simple move like pawn here or queen takes, yeah. Even a simple move like pawn here is actually quite dangerous. But okay, what other moves are there? There's also queen takes pawn blocks and then bishop takes pawn, king takes pawn, pawn here, check. But then I think you get away. Pawn here I think is dangerous. Okay, so he goes for the, keeping up the checks, keeping the checks going, which is reasonable. Hi there, Moon. Is it Moon? Who is it? I'm streaming, live streaming, whoever it is. Yeah, I'll have to turn it down. Sorry, I just missed the last couple of moves. He's just going for... Oh my goodness. Really? A queen? Okay, he takes, check. I mean, this is going to be really dangerous because queen here will mate if he gets the queen with check. Queen takes queen now. Queen takes queen. Gets the queen with check and it's threatening... Yeah, now... Oof, now black has got some thinking to do. Are you just going to take the queen back? What? No, this is just... No. You had to go on a counterattack. This is essential to go on a counterattack. Now pawn there and takes rook equals queen is the problem. So if king here, pawn here, takes, and you promote. A6 so safe. No, it's not. A6 is not safe. Yeah, A6 is not safe at all. King here, maybe. So Adande is famous in the last 2 seasons for running his king all over the board and somehow dodging mates left and right. But I don't think... Yeah. Oh, I missed rook takes b5. Okay, so I was thinking b5, king takes. Yeah, so I was saying it loses because of king takes b5, but of course just rook takes b5. Oh, but then queen here. It's yes. Rook takes b5, queen c8. Oh, but then he can just block. Yeah, that's not a mate. Okay. No, this is not a mate at all. Well, that is annoying, isn't it? Goes pawn takes pawn, so the threat is obviously promote to queen check, but now black goes, it's my turn with my 3 knights, 3 bishops and a queen. Now, can he be smart? Like, bishop here, just slide across to f1 and say, you can't get me. Okay, white's got 2 pawns in hand. Got to be really smart here about the way he uses his pieces to defend. Bishop e4 is a very nice move because you're hitting the queen, but yeah. Rook here looks dangerous. Got to take and block. Queen covers. Take. Okay, rook here, but just blocks. I think black's still safe, right? Rook at c6 check. I think black is still safe. No, it's not. Pawn takes his mate. No, it's not. Just blocks. Hang on. So pawn takes, then takes again. Check. Oh, man. Okay, let's calculate this. So a takes b6. That's good. Okay, so he has to block, and you can't block with any checks, and there's nothing crazy going on like that. Oh, so then you block with check. Oh, and then you get a queen, and then you block again, and then queen takes bishop is mate. Is it? No, because then rook takes... yeah, but then there's a blocker. Okay, yeah. So pawn takes bishop, pawn here, and then queen takes bishop. It's checkmate. Oh well. Okay, so um, yeah. Okay, so he doesn't block. He does the correct thing because if he blocked, it would be promote and queen takes b7 is checkmate. Now, bishop here. Yeah, now it's still checkmate, and I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to leave the yes. So Legion Destroyer says it in the chat. Bishop at b8 is the mate. This is interesting. Now it's not so clear because now if bishop b8, the king can run up, and I think it's not so clear. Not anymore. The king can run up. The king can escape. So how to finish this now? And now we're talking. So okay, adande is okay. So he's king takes is forced because the bishop can't take. So king takes is forced, and I think he's going to do this now, isn't he? He's only got, if he had pawns, he could go pawn here, and it's checkmate after this, but he doesn't quite. Got to be smart here. Got to use your material efficiently. That's the right first move. It's very important. This is very important, actually. This next move is crucial for black. He did the wrong move. He had to go here. Going here, he's just walking into this check. And after walking to that check, pawn here is checkmate. He had to go, black had to go king a6. Having said that, he might be in trouble anyway. Okay, but hang on a second. He can't do pawn there because the pawn is pinned. I'm just being utterly blind. Pawn there, but yeah, rook takes bishop, bishop takes, bishop here was also checkmate. So, okay, he's done it this way around. And this is also mating after queen takes bishop. Yes, okay, so darubaru. Darubaru has done the business and claimed a draw for his team. I really thought adande was going to do his usual king run and somehow escape. But and Doctor says, who do we complain to about time being wrong for a redo? Legion Destroyer, sad result, but good fight indeed. Yeah, not a bad, really amazing comeback. And Darkness says, yeah, not bad given that they were 1-5 down yesterday. They came back up to 5-all. They were 6-5. They looked all set to go 7-5. But darubaru stole that last point for the draw to go 6-6. So now in future, board 6 matches, they should be 10+10 because it's 4+B, 4+B on board B. And ESHS is wondering, if it were 10+10, would Daru have flagged? Maybe. But I think he just lets the time run down to 1 minute and then he starts playing. Okay, so good games. I'm glad everyone enjoyed that. Let's see, is anyone streaming? Helm's Night is still streaming. So let's just show you. That's going to be 6-all between those two. That's the rosters in general, and I'm going to raid Helm's Night and thank you all for joining me for this quick morning stream from the Crazyhouse League. Thanks everyone for watching.